Not that I'm not delighted. My little firecracker wants to cook egg hoppers with me all of a sudden. But why do I sense that you're hungry for something else this morning?
How do you do that?
I've been a parent for 28 years and married to your mother for even longer. You think I haven't picked up a few tricks?
Have we been underestimating Dad this whole time?
I just got goosebumps.
Or he's just pretending to be oblivious. Terrifying thought.
You know what to do first. That's acceptable. The first step is to proof the yeast and mix up the ingredients in a bowl.
Come on, Jala, ask him. It's eating you up inside.
Dad, did you ever wish I was straight?
What are you really asking, Podidua?
I remember you said all the right things, but looking back, Auntie C probably coached you.
Threatened him.
Let's say instructions were conveyed with a certain emphasis. I'm glad she did, so I didn't say something stupid. I won't lie, Jala. I had some complicated feelings. Fear, worry, protectiveness. Only because this world is cruel to anyone who is different. But those are all my feelings for me to deal with. All you need to know is your mother and I love you. We accept you. We will love who you love. Gender is irrelevant, as long as they're good to you. You're getting better with every lesson, Podidua. Keep it up. I seem to recall it was less of a formal coming out and more that we caught you making out with Tyler in your bedroom.
Absolute cringe.
You stood up, crossed your arms, and announced, "I'm in love with Tyler, and I don't care what you think."
You gave me the biggest hug. And then you hugged Tyler, too.
I don't remember who started crying first.
It was Dad.
But by the end of the night, everyone cried. I was so proud of you. Uh-oh, time to blend. Can't let it sit for too long. I knew you could do it.
Me liking girls didn't feel like a big deal. I felt safe, you know? You and Mom were so supportive of Tyler when she transitioned, and you obviously accepted Auntie C.
Actually, I didn't immediately. Chandra and I didn't talk for a few years after she told the family she was a lesbian.
You never told me that.
It's a painful memory. I'm ashamed of it. I'm just so grateful Chandra forgave me. Gave us both another chance at a relationship.
But you two adore each other. That must have been so awful.
I was ignorant and cowardly. I should have stood up for her to our parents. I cared too much about what society would think. It's one of my greatest regrets in life. I missed out on so much. That's why I was determined I'd never make the same mistakes with you. You keep cooking like that and you'll surpass me soon enough. What made you bring all this up today, Jalawala?
I saw Dia yesterday. You know her parents kicked her out, right? They don't even acknowledge her.
Do you feel sorry for her or admire her?
I can't even imagine you two doing that to me.
And it should be unimaginable. Dia's parents will regret it in the end if they have any sense. They're the ones losing out. Oh, they really make me so angry. Light the stove, Jala. We'll feel better once we eat some egg hoppers, huh? Nicely done. Here's the secret of egg hoppers. Are you ready?
I've been preparing for this moment my entire life, Dad.
The specialized pan is integral, but more than that is the cooking technique. It all rests on this, and I'm leaving it entirely in your hands.
Maybe you should do it, since it's the first time.
Podidua, you can do this. It's all you. Add some batter to the pan and swirl it around the edges to get the distinct shape of the hopper. Once the batter just sets, crack an egg into the center of the hopper and cover the pan. The most important thing is this. Do not lift the lid before the egg is ready.
But how will I know that it's done?
You'll just know. Trust yourself. I'm seeing consistent improvement, sweetie.
So, how is it?
It tastes... well, it's an interesting variation.
That bad, huh?
No, don't worry. I'll just eat these before your mom comes home.
Dad, you in the mood for some egg hoppers?
Always. I'm breakfast's biggest fan.
We might have to fight for that title, Diddy.
I hoped we'd never battle, but for this, it's on. You know what to do first. That's acceptable. So, we'll proof the yeast first. Do you remember the next step?
Combine the ingredients.
Well done. Combine the rice flour, sugar, half the coconut milk in a bowl, then add water until it reaches the right consistency. I knew you could do it. Blend the cooked rice and the other half of the coconut milk together. I'm seeing consistent improvement, sweetie. Combine everything into a large bowl and cover it to proof for 2 hours. That was hard to watch. Coat the egg hopper pan with oil, then light the stove and let the pan heat up. You're getting better with every lesson, Podidua. Add the batter and swirl it around. When it just sets, crack the egg in the center of the hopper and cover the pan. Once the egg cooks, it's ready. That's pretty good.
So, how is it?
You've got the magic touch, Jala. These egg hoppers are yummy.
Shall we make jalebis today, Ma?
Jalebis? Really? But you don't even like them. They are Aruni's favorite.
Yeah, that's why I want to learn how to make them properly.
Okay, whatever you say, Jala.
Since I can't eat them, you better eat twice as much for me. But only if they turn out good.
Do I even need to say it? Hand washing, Jala?
You didn't actually need to say it, but don't let that stop you, Ma.
Adequate. Light the stove and heat up a pot so you can start on the sugar syrup. Better than last time we cooked together? Do you really have to make a big production out of simple tasks like lighting the stove?
A little flair adds spice to life, doesn't it, Ma?
My mistake for even asking. Pour the sugar and water into the warm pot. I won't have you wasting my time and my ingredients. Stir the sugar until it dissolves. Careful, it's hot. Like your temper.
Yeah. Ha ha. If only you could add some sugar and sweeten me up the same way, huh?
No, I'm glad you have a temper. It's good for a woman to be in touch with her anger in this world. God knows there's enough to be angry about.
Wow, Mom dropping some truths.
Oh. Thanks, Mom.
Yes, well, remember to keep stirring until the sugar dissolves completely. Sorry, was I supposed to praise your average performance? Next step is mixing saffron with warm milk. Once it's dissolved, add rose water.
I love this smell. It's comforting.
Your party sprays rose water on herself after a bath. Maybe that's why it's familiar?
I don't think that's exactly how I would describe Bati.
Yes, perhaps not. Her presence is more formidable than comforting, really.
Even when you were a child?
Especially then. It was fine. How much validation do you need? Now pour the milk mixture into the sugar syrup. Keep it on low heat so it stays warm. Otherwise, the jalebis won't soak it up as well. You could be a decent cook. Someday.
Arnie's barely spoken a word to me since I've been back, you know.
So, I combined the dry ingredients for you because you always make a mess with the flour.
I said Arnie's barely spoken a word to me.
I heard you. I'm just not sure what you want me to say.
Forgive me for thinking that your only children not speaking to each other might be cause for some parental concern.
Watch your tone. We've barely heard from you the last 3 years. 3 years, Jala. It's only been a few days. You will have to cultivate some patience.
Not exactly your strong suit. Who knows? It might be good for you.
Okay, fine. The next part is all you. Mix water and dahi in a bowl and then add the flour. Make sure the batter's thick and smooth. No lumps allowed in my kitchen. You almost did it correctly.
If these come out well, maybe I'll take some to Arnie.
If you think that's a good idea.
Her sweet tooth is the crack in her emotional defenses that I will exploit to gain the upper hand.
And by gain the upper hand, you mean apologize profusely?
Yes! Exactly. That.
Uh-huh.
Well, let's see how they come out first, shall we? Fill the piping bags with the batter you just mixed and pipe spirals into the hot oil carefully. Once they're nice and golden, dip them in the warm sugar syrup and serve hot. Your dad would say you did well. But I'm not your dad.
What's the verdict?
A few mistakes here and there, but not a complete disaster.
Was it you who left another college brochure in my room? Or was it Dad?
I'm in the middle of making dal makhni, Jala. Maybe we should have this conversation later?
I'll give you a hand.
Looks like you're quite determined.
Ha! You're not getting out of this conversation that easily, Amma.
I'll go wash my hands.
Adequate. Am I going to regret giving you a knife while you're in this mood?
That depends on if you're going to avoid the subject at hand.
We're making dal, Jala. That's the only subject you should be focusing on.
Denied.
Just chop the tomatoes, Jala. Tick-tock. Your Auntie Chandra would be thrilled. Then again, I saw her burn rice twice.
I blew off college. There, I said it. I blew off college and all the plans we made together and left town with Jennifer.
Don't say that woman's name in this house.
See? We knew you'd never accept us. That's why we had to leave.
Or was it because she knew she needed to get you away from us because we could see through her? At 21, you think you're all grown up, but you're still a baby. At that age, someone who is 10 years older has a lifetime's more experience.
Says the woman who has a 6-year age gap with her husband.
I am not saying that to her.
Absolutely do not. We want to live to see tomorrow.
Even if you didn't trust us, you should have trusted Aruni.
Oh, Aruni would have loved that. Me messing up so spectacularly. She'd have run to you the minute I finished telling her.
Maybe. Maybe not. You'll never know now, will you?
I'll just puree the tomatoes, shall I?
You almost did it correctly.
I know you have something to say, Ma. You might as well say it.
You really want me to? Fine. It's not too late to admit you made a mistake. You can still go to college.
I know that it's important to you, but not everyone needs to go to college.
I know that. But I'm talking about you, Jala. How much of this was that girl's idea? It's easy for someone like her to say. People like us need an education to get ahead in this country. Oh, God. You've got me so worked up I've forgotten what we were doing. Light the stove. Add butter and ginger garlic paste once the pan's hot. Quickly now. Sorry. Was I supposed to praise your average performance? Fry the Kashmiri mirch and then pour in the tomato puree before it burns. The timing's everything.
That sentence wasn't loaded with significance at all.
If you understand my meaning, you understand I have nothing else to say.
How long do you think that'll last?
What did I just say about timing? Before it burns, Jala, or we'll have to start again. It was fine. How much validation do you need? What if you wake up in 10 years and feel like you've missed out? Not just on your education, but the whole college experience.
I can't answer that, Amma. I don't know what I'll think in 10 years. Maybe I will regret it, but that's life. We make our choices and we have to live with the consequences.
That was actually very wise. Though I guess I would think that, as a manifestation of your psyche in the form of your emotionally remote sister.
You have to trust me. Trust what you taught me.
An answer for everything, this one. Time to stir the pot, Jala.
I think you've already done that, Mom.
Ay, Jala! You get your unfortunate sense of humor from your father's side of the family. Are you doing this deliberately? At least try. Now we just add the reduced puree to the dal, and then your job is done.
But
The dal isn't done, but I can finish it up. You go do something fun, Jala. Get out of the house, maybe? Take your mind off everything.
yeah, okay.
bad? Is that good enough for you?
What do you think?
Acceptable, if you have low standards.
So it's actually good?
No, it's acceptable. And I'm rounding up.
Authority? Ah, that brings me back. If you ever find yourself late at night and drunk with a group of friends you've just met, and you need something that hits the spot, authority every time.
You had a lot of wild nights in your youth, Daddy.
Oh, I could tell you some stories. But that was a long time ago. I can barely remember anything at all. Why don't we just start the recipe? Wash your hands and let's start. That's acceptable. Chop some onion, cabbage, leeks, and jalapenos.
I'm on it.
Nice effort, kiddo.
I bet I can guess what you got up to on your wild nights.
They were really quite tame, what did you, huh? Really?
You and your friends joined a traveling theater troupe for months of wild partying in strange towns. Behind you, a string of heartbroken lovers who never knew your name.
No, I'm a romantic at heart. Always have been.
Okay, then my next guess for your mysterious nighttime activities is arson.
Speaking of, light the stove. Medium high, please.
Oh my god, it's arson!
Your technique is absolutely mesmerizing. Where's the handheld camcorder? I should be recording this. I've thrown the onions, ginger, and garlic in the pot with just a little oil, and we'll saute until they're just getting aromatic.
Come on, I'm sure Dad would tell you more sordid details if you just pushed a little.
Such a familiar smell, like burning down a building in the halcyon days of your youth.
You really aren't going to let this go?
Not a chance.
What an active imagination you have, Jalu. Oh, look, it's time to add our vegetables. That was difficult, but you handled it well. Ah, here we are. Time to add the leftover chicken curry.
How do we always have leftover chicken curry lying around?
Well, how else am I supposed to enjoy retirement? I drink chai, I make chicken curry, and I go on long walks.
You sound very happy, Apache.
I'm living the dream, Jalu. I'm living the dream. I knew you could do it. When I was in college, my buddies and I worked at this mini market. The manager was terrible. He withheld pay for random offenses, things he said we'd broken or were missing. We found out later he was stealing and blaming it on us, actually.
Wow, what a complete...
Piece of work, yes.
piece of garbage, more like. Total goddamn asshole. A real
Okay, enough. Dad looks like he forgot how to breathe.
You get the picture? I dislike that man.
That's not very nice to say, although I appreciate your righteous anger on my behalf. Rukmini can be the same way if I'm driving and someone cuts us off in traffic.
You're going off topic.
Sorry. Pour these whisked eggs into the pot to cook and I'll continue the tale. Hey, not too shabby, Jalu. So we're out drinking after a shift and we're all complaining, telling anyone who would listen about this manager. Suddenly, everyone in the bar is buying us rounds, lamenting their worst bosses. We decided, in our bluster, that it was time to finally get back at him. And so, we ask around, we find out what neighborhood he lives in.
And?
How about we slice the roti into thin strips? It's the last ingredient, and they add the most delightful little crunch. Oh, don't give me that look, Chalu. A good story needs suspense. That's pretty good. But where was I? We had found his neighborhood, and then, finally, his house. We decided we needed energy to do what needed to be done. So, we went to get some chicken kotoroti.
And? Confess your crimes, Father!
Crime? There were no crimes, my silly bean. We spent the rest of the night eating, and I woke up with the worst hangover of my life.
What?
The next day at work, we found out the manager's car did get set on fire. No idea who was behind it, though. The end.
There is absolutely no way it wasn't you, or at least your friends, while you did look out.
This mild-mannered Desi dad bit was no more than a guise. Who knows what he's capable of?
I promise, I was investigated up and down. There's no proof I was ever even there. Come now, Jala, let's enjoy the efforts of our labor.
Wow, Dad. I thought I knew you, and it turns out you're a criminal mastermind.
Did you think you got your rebelliousness from your Rama alone? No, you wouldn't be so lucky. Both sides, I'm afraid. Nicely done.
What do you think? As good as you remember it?
This is some wonderful home-cooked comfort food, Jala. Great job.
Curry, chicken, and eggs. I can see why it's good drinking food.
While I don't want to condone too much drinking, the fried roti really absorbs the alcohol.
Indeed.
I'm sorry, Jala, but I've moved on from you. I found a new goddess to worship. I came here looking for you, but found the Maharani instead. You rejecting me was such a stroke of luck.
Yep, he's definitely the one who's been bothering Dia.
You haven't been getting the message. Dia's not interested, creep. Do you always do as your grandma tells you?
Do you like kids? I want at least 4. No, 5. An entire football team. I'm just looking for a simple girl, just like my mum. I've got a job! What else do you want from a future spouse?
Did you get dressed in the dark this morning?
You're a goddess. Let me worship you.
Does that line ever work? Oh my god.
You're just jealous. You want to stand in the way of our love.
Whatever. If that helps you cope, go for it. Now get out of my town before you hurt yourself.
You dealt with that creepy dude for me, my hero. I usually deal with those types myself, but I thought you might enjoy kicking his ass. Consider it a little friendship present from me to you.
I have to admit, it was satisfying.
Right? A little bit of righteous vengeance is such a nice start to the day. So, hey, Aruni's wedding is coming up. Are you excited? Or a little bit jealous you're not in the spotlight?
You will not believe how much micromanaging my grandmother is capable of doing from 8,000 miles away.
Complicated family life. That's one thing I don't have to deal with now that I've been disowned.
Ouch. Guess we walked right into that one.
Just be grateful they care enough to make you miserable. You could have it worse. Trust me.
Hey, Jala, over here.
Give a girl a little warning before you pop out of a manhole.
That's exactly what I did.
Written warning, ideally a week in advance.
Forget it. So, what do you want? What?
What do you want? That's an open-ended question. You'll find out in time. Or you won't.
You know, you could just take off your mascot costume and walk around town like everyone else.
But where would be the fun in that? I'm here to give you a gift today, Jala.
My mother warned me to beware of bears bearing gifts.
Smart woman. But I think you'll like this particular gift. The spirit of barefoot extends far beyond the park. Under the ground, through the air, my claws reach everywhere in Timber Hills. Even here, to what they think is the built-up, concreted over heart of the town. But you and I know better, don't we? All these people, they can't see. But now you will. I'm giving you a gift, Jala. Don't waste it.
Indeed. Indeed.
I'm ready to go.
I know you ran away just to avoid being scolded. You really made me worry. Sharik, don't give me that innocent face. How could you? Mrs. Pereira's parakeet had a long life ahead of her.
Meow.
I know exactly what happened to those missing hamsters last month, too.
Meow, meow, meow.
They did not have it coming.
Did I just become an accessory after the fact to premeditated bird murder?
Sharik can't help his instincts. And don't tell Mrs. Pereira, but that parakeet was a real so-and-so. Were you trying to find Sharik? Wow, that's really nice of you, Jala.
Haven't you heard? I'm in the running for sainthood these days. Canonize me now.
We don't do that.
Look, you love making excuses for other people's shitty behavior. I love being let off the hook. It's worked so well in the past. Why mess with a system that's functioning?
Way to bring the sincerity in your journey to being a better person, Jala.
That's not... I don't really...
Oh, no way. I'm not going to let you get your claws in Irfan again. You want his forgiveness? You'll have to get through me first. Oh, that's so much better.
Did I mention I'm really not a cat person?
You thought you'd just have to say a few kind words to Irfan and he'd roll over and show you his belly. Well, too bad. I'm a much more formidable opponent.
Do we really need Roid Rage Garfield here as a chaperone to this dance? Irfan, we can work this out between us, just like we used to.
Oh, I know exactly how things used to be. I'm here to make sure this time it goes differently. He's better off without you in his life. And deep down, you know that.
This isn't the hardest fight we found ourselves in.
Nope. That was when you accidentally stepped on Aisha's new Game Boy Color. Never have I witnessed a rage so biblical. The way your relationship began was twisted. Even you can't deny that.
Ooh, the cat's not wrong. This one's juicy, even by Jala's putrid standards. Jala and Irfan were assigned together to do a group project about Jane Eyre in 9th grade. Irfan's dad got seriously sick, and he confided in Jala, started to cry on her shoulder, and she kissed him. Oh, did I mention she was still dating Tyler at the time? Messy.
Kissing Irfan back then was not my proudest moment.
Did you even know that it was my first kiss?
Oh.
Wow, Jala, first Sergio, now Irfan? This is a pattern. This is a fetish.
Hey, don't kink shame.
He started to cry, and your response was to kiss him? What's wrong with you?
We were 16. My brain was not the organ in charge back then.
I want to officially register my disgust. Ew.
There was an emotional charge between us. We just got carried away.
Yeah, that's emotion. It's called grief. But you skipped straight past empathy and landed on horniness. I can't believe I'm the one who's neutered when you're the one who can't control yourself. You should have just stayed far, far away, Jala. I will make you rue the day you stepped foot back in Timber Hills.
Let's be honest with each other. Tigers don't care about the opinions of their prey, and neither do I.
Wait, do you have something in your mouth? Let me see. Sharik, open your mouth.
Irfan, what a sweetie. That boy's in way over his head. What's the matter, Jala? Cat got your tongue.
You wish I'd let you get the last one. I'm really more of a dog person.
That's just a sign of good taste.
Isn't Sharik the prettiest kitty?
Are giant tigers still kitties?
Kittiness isn't about scale, it's a mindset.
I knew it was a matter of time before you came crawling back to him, but he doesn't need you anymore. I'll make sure of it. Oh, that's...
Did I mention I'm...
You thought you just have to say, well, too. I'm a much more formidable opponent.
I've never met a cat who was a guard dog before.
I'm not cute. I'm a terrifying spectre. I'm going to...
Yes, you are. Oh, yes, you are. Maybe I'll even rub your belly later.
Oh, that would be so... No! If anything, I'll be rubbing your belly with... with my fangs. He's better off without you in his life. And deep down, you know that.
Don't make me get out the cone of shame. I mean it.
The way your relationship began was twisted. Even you can't deny that.
Ooh, the cat's not wrong. This one's juicy, even by Jala's putrid standards. Jala and Irfan were assigned together to do a group project about Jane Eyre in 9th grade. Irfan's dad got serious and she kissed him. Oh, did I mention she was still dating Tyler at the time?
Kissing Irfan back then was.
Did you even know?
Oh.
Wow, Jala, first survey.
Hey.
He started to cry, and your response was to kiss him? What's wrong with you?
When things are bad and you're powerless, sometimes the best thing to do is distract yourself. You know, stop dwelling in the moment. Feel good for a little while.
Oh, so you were being altruistic, making out with a crying boy who is just coming to terms with losing his only living parent.
Okay, as you say that, I'm realizing that maybe a hug might have been more appropriate.
You think?
You should have just stayed far, far away, Jal. I will make you rue the day you stepped foot back in Timber Hills.
I've got your back, Tiger. You were there for me when Mrs. Chowky blamed me for her canary's concussion.
It wasn't your fault. That canary escaped your grip and flew directly into the window by itself. Irfan, what a sweetie. That boy's in way over his head.
Let's be honest with each other.
What do you have to offer someone like Irfan? He's the kindest, most gentle man you'll ever meet.
The cat makes a compelling argument.
Hey!
Shh! Shahrukh, take it easy.
She just gets me so angry. Her own sister came to the funeral when she didn't.
She did? After meeting you, I'm starting to see why Amma didn't let us have pets.
Oh no, Shahrukh!
Don't worry yourself with me, sweet prince. Ever since you first offered me a churro, our bond became unbreakable.
If enemy, why shaped like friend?